I'm Jon Wolf. I'm a professional oil painter, and this is my Scotch Parlor story. My dad is an artist, and my brother's an artist. When I was about 6 years old, I started learning basic perspective, one-point perspective, and saw some paintings on the wall that my dad had done, and decided that that was something that I was really interested in. I just felt like that was what I was supposed to be for the rest of my life, even as a kid. And I was really lucky to have a great art teacher in high school who was absolutely 100% dedicated to making his students be serious and understand the principles and elements of design. So you had people in this small town of 10,000 people, and you have a number of people that are making their living off of art who had Ed Miller as a high school art teacher. It's incredible that this many people were cranked out of this small school. Instead of winning high school football championships, we were winning the art state competition every year. I came to California, came to San Francisco to a wedding in '97, and I sold a painting on that trip. I looked around, I saw the weather, and I thought, man, why don't I live here? So from that time, maybe 10 days later, I was out here. I got a job in the tech industry and sold paintings on the side for about 10 years. And then I decided that I'd better get on with being a painter. And so that's what I did. You've heard of the saying, starving artist. But no artist wants to be a starving artist, right? There's no romance when you're actually starving. So naturally, you have to find some way of developing your craft, not quite being there yet, but developing your craft and still surviving as a human, right? So it's really great if you can do that with side paintings, and without and I hate this word, but without prostituting yourself. How do you maintain that balance of trying to become a better painter and also staying true to yourself and also eating? So you try to balance that, and a lot of times you can actually use those commissions that you're doing for people who want that painting of the church or who want the painting of their dog or whatever. Maybe it's not my first choice, but if I can do that and learn while I'm doing it, then I've killed two birds with one stone. I've got to practice anyway. I'm out in nature, and of course that is inspiring, but you're also inspired by people. My family has helped inspire me. My dad, my brother, my mom, my sister. Everyone has a role in being a part of that inspiration. If anyone's watching this and you're just starting to learn to paint, or if anybody's curious about it, this is the greatest book ever. It's called American Painters. And it has it's got these big, beautiful, giant prints in here of these, it's in chronological order. You can go all the way back. There's John Singer Sargent. You've got these guys all the way back to the very beginnings, and then it goes all the way to pop art. Inspiration can come from anywhere these days, man, and it's a lot different than it used to be. You don't feel like you're as lost out there in the world. I would suggest if you're a young painter, if you're get on Instagram and talk to people and ask them questions. I've been painting for 35, 40 years almost, and I still, every time I paint, I learn something. And if I can ask somebody that's a great painter that has a completely different style than me, or paints in a completely different, maybe they paint in acrylics, I can learn something with every time I paint and every time I turn on my phone or open a book. It's just endless. What is art to me? That desire to create something that's good and that's real and that's tangible and that you can put on your wall and feel as good as a $20,000 couch that you might buy that you're gonna have to throw out in 20 years. Art is something that is hopefully that you'll have for the rest of your life and that you can pass on. It becomes an heirloom. It's worthy. That's what art to me is.